In this video, I'm going to review some of the hottest new fragrance releases, especially the hottest one right now, the MMicallef's latest men's fragrance, Gin and Tonic. You guys, I have a lot to share on that one, and my husband is going to share his thoughts as well, so you will get a men's perspective on a men's fragrance. And I have the latest Tom Ford fragrance release, the Soleil De Feu, and I have the Dolce & Gabbana Q, and many more. So if you want to hear my thoughts on these hot new releases, just keep watching. So to share the first fragrance, I need some help because it's the hottest new release for men that has been creating quite the buzz, and I really need my husband's help. He's making a gin and tonic. Let me get him. Okay, so he got his gin and tonic, and you wonder why he's drinking a gin and tonic, because he got in the mood to have one right now because of this. So this is what was behind in the bar cart. Take a look at this box. So this is actually the PR box. MMicallef kindly sent this to me. Whenever they release a new fragrance, they send me one, and I'm very grateful. I'm especially grateful for this fragrance, but because I can honestly tell you, it's just amazing. Okay, you guys remember MMicallef released another men's fragrance. I talked about it. My husband was in that video too. That was super sexy. That was like a cowboy kind of sexy, you know. They really captured that cowboy essence. It was smoky and a little bit, you know, darker, more for cold weather. Now this one actually is my husband's favorite kind of fragrance. He loves freshies, summer type of freshies. For example, he loves Neroli Portofino. Don't you love?
I do.
He loves Neroli, you know, just to give you an idea, he loves that kind of fragrances, you know, anything with like that citrusy kind of fresh vibes. This one is MMicallef's latest men's fragrance release. This is Gin and Tonic, you guys. This really blew me away, this PR package here. And you know, even like, just let me show you, okay? I'm gonna quickly show you what came with the fragrance first. So it came with this, you know, shots to measure shot, like to measure the alcohol, the gin, you know, or any cocktail you're making. Here's the shaker. I love this gunmetal, you know, color. I'm very happy that, you know, the attention to detail with MMicallef is just unbelievable, you guys. Here's the stirring thing, you know, you stir cocktails with. This one is for if you're making other cocktails, not necessarily for gin and tonic, but to mash mint and stuff, that kind of stuff. Any kind of, you know, thing you need to mash. And then of course this is what you know, strain the drink with once you mix it in the strainer. It came with this whole thing, you know, in this lovely pouch, very classy, the whole experience. That's the thing with the MMicallef, they
very
deliver
refined, you know.
Yeah, I know, they deliver like this experience, you know, with their fragrance, not just a fragrance. It's like an experience with them. I felt like, you know, super amazing when I was unboxing this, and I posted that as a YouTube short and on IG. Check it out. Now here is the fragrance. Ta-da! You know, this bottle, actually, I love the bottle so much. This new design, you know, this is like that new type of bottle, men's fragrance, you know, they come in this type of bottle. I like the whole, once they like revamped their bottles, I really love the new design. Look at this. This is a frosted glass bottle, and it just looks amazing. Okay, when I saw this, the pictures of this, when it first came out, I was like, oh wow, they really did something amazing this time. So when I saw the name, it says Gin and Tonic, so I'm like, okay, so gin and tonic, so it's gonna be the inspiration. And you know, It's the inspiration. When I saw this, I thought my husband is going to love this. Before I even knew what it smelled like, before I even touched it, when I first saw the pictures of it on Instagram, I thought he's going to love this because his favorite drink is
gin and tonic.
Yeah, he's always
That's
loved
one of my go-to drinks whenever we go out.
And wouldn't you say it's actually the go-to drink?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, it's really the one you really.
And I love it because it's fresh, right?
Yeah,
he loves that fresh. Lime and...
So we already sniffed this together. It's in the YouTube short that I posted. In that, you will see our very first reaction. Okay, and we were both like. Our faces
so
like it was so good. He actually has it on his wrist right now. But anyway, this thing, you guys, let me smell it first and then I'm gonna spray it on him. This, I can honestly tell you, I'm a big fan of MMicallef, but that's not why I'm saying this. This really honestly is, I would say, my favorite men's fragrance to date on him, because I love the previous release too, but that's kind of smoky, a little dark. It's not, it smells very sexy on my husband, but it's not really his type. It's not exactly his persona,
Oh, it's feeling a little more rustic.
Rustic, right? My husband's more about the freshies. He loves for example, Giorgio Armani, Acqua di Gio, kind of fragrances. That's like his vibe. His Acqua di Gio Profumo, that's the one he loves very much. So anyway, I'm going to spray this actually on myself and on him, but first on him. So I want to, because with his chemistry, it smells even better. I'm going to spray on your wrist and your clothes. Oh,
I love it.
Isn't it?
That is amazing.
I mean, this is
it's very unique.
Unfiltered emotions, feelings right now. I'm telling you guys, I'm like, I'm trying to keep myself from making any noises. Okay, so it's just, isn't it sexy?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's sexy. It's really sexy.
It's like James Bond just went out and solved all the mysteries and handed over international criminals, and then he's sitting down at the bar for a drink, and this is exactly how he smells. Wow,
this is going to be amazing for right now in summertime. I know that... This is my
new favorite fragrance for sure.
I know that he's going to wear this a lot.
I will.
I know you're going to wear this a lot because this is really his speed, He loves, like I said, Neroli Portofino, Acqua di Gio, those type of fragrances very much. And it's summertime coming up, and this is going to be like... It'll be like having a gin and tonic on a hot summer day. It'll be like so refreshing, when you spray it on a hot summer day, it'll feel so fresh. Coming out of the shower, spray this on. Smell like $1,000,000, you guys. My fellas out there, this thing is sexy. I'm telling you guys, this would make an amazing Father's Day gift for the man in your life. Your guy, your children's father, whoever it is, it would be an amazing gift.
If you get a drink set to go with this, you gift this as well, maybe a cigar in there as well. I mean, just very refined.
It
makes you really feel special, actually.
Chef's kiss. What a classy experience. And that's the thing about MMicallef I really love. When you order from their website, this is like all of you guys, my subbies who love MMicallef too. You tell me all the time, I just ordered this and I got a 30 ml of the other fragrance. I got 2 more huge deluxe travel sprays. They throw in all these amazing gifts with it. So it's always awesome to order on their website. It's an experience in itself. And also, this new release is not going to be available anywhere else. Let's talk about the notes, okay? This one...
It's got so many layers to it. That's the thing. I mean, it's got that base. That smells very much like a standard MMicallef, right? Like they've got their signature base scent.
That DNA. He's talking about the DNA, guys. MMicallef DNA is like unparalleled.
Yeah.
Now the female fragrances, you guys know, you and me, the ones who have a lot of MMicallef fragrances, we know there's that particular gorgeous goddess-like MMicallef DNA for women, right? In the same token, they have this DNA for their men's fragrances, which is like super sexy. So that's like very manly, you know, like their fragrances, just like how they make the women's fragrances so feminine, their men's fragrances are just so sexy, so manly. Now you guys, I already guessed some of the notes in here. There's no surprise, there's lime. Of course there's lime. I can smell the lime. So I'm gonna actually spray this on me too. Let's see how it smells.
It doesn't just smell like lime, it smells like that fresh cut lime, you know, like when you're first cutting into a lime and it has that like little spray that comes out. That's what it smells like. Yeah,
it's a very aromatic, such an aromatic fragrance. It's fresh, but it's very aromatic, you know, that type of fragrance.
So many layers, definitely.
Ooh, it's a very aromatic, citrusy type of fragrance, and I guessed lime for sure, and I knew there would be ginger because I can smell that juicy burst of ginger zing in here, and I guessed there would be pink pepper because it made me happy the moment like I smelled it, you know, like that thing with that pink pepper, the brightness. He knows about pink pepper. Anyway, and then there's bitter orange, which is what you get. Like, you know, that bitter orange is what gives the tonic feeling. You know how the tonic has a little bitterness, that like goes really well with that freshness. So I think that's where that perfect like tonic bitterness come from with the bitter orange. This has like some, you know, soft spices like nutmeg. It's got some beautiful like white florals like lily of the valley, orange blossom.
Yeah, I can
Do you smell that?
Yeah.
You smell the orange blossom. I guessed orange blossom already. I thought like
the floral sense. I mean, it doesn't come off as floral, but it has
citrus florals.
It just has that like that. I don't know, bright kind of, a little bit of earthiness to it.
I'm getting there. Yeah. That's in the base. I knew that there'll be white florals in it because it always complements this type of freshies really well, and I knew orange blossom would be like a must, okay? So, and then lily of the valley, I'm not surprised about that. This has a nice creamy like sandalwood, like sensual dry down. There's vetiver and a little bit of moss, which add that like earthy like quality to the base. That's like so perfect for base notes, you know. And there's a little amber, you know, in the base, which adds like the right amount of like slight amount of that. I don't want to even use the word sweet, like the right amount of like that certain something, you know, to the base. So this smells okay. So this smells good on me, but I tell you, yeah, it's crazy how it smells even like sexy on you. Because it's that chemistry, that it's that your manly musk, you know, your musks, you know, with that it smells so good. Musk, I forgot to tell you that it has musk, which is a big thing it has, which is what makes it sexy.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's really good.
This is sexy. You guys, do you remember when I told you that I bought my husband the Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, right?
Yeah.
Long time ago. That reaction I had, I was walking in the mall and I like took some steps back when I went past the store because it was that sexy smelling. So I immediately bought that for him. That I had like a similar reaction to this when I smelled it on his skin. It's just super sexy, okay?
Definitely a new favorite, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know that he's good. I'm going to show you the dent. Yeah, I'm actually going to show them the dent when the summer ends.
Yeah.
Okay? He's going to use this a ton.
Are you sure it's going to be a dent or it's going to be
the whole bottle? So he's probably going to be using this quite a bit. You go ahead and enjoy it, love.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
I'm actually, it's like a gift. You know, I'm almost
it
like...
It makes me feel, I mean, like this one, like, you know, this is, I really do. I just want to feel polished, right? I want to get like a Hugo Boss suit on, you know, I want to put this on.
And also it's kind of like, you know, gin and tonic traditionally is a very a drink of nobility and sport, right?
Yeah.
So like, even like, you know, I picture honestly like you in a white polo playing golf.
Look at that.
And
I mean, look how similar those things are.
I know,
especially
right?
like when I first made this, you know, the drink, it was still kind of frosty.
Yeah, it was frosty.
It really does evoke that.
You know, MMicallef really, you know, the stuff they do, it's like it's art, okay? And their juices, it's just, now that's niche, you guys. That's what niche should be. That's why we pay that niche price. Although MMicallef fragrances are very reasonably priced for what they give you, especially when you order on their website. They give you all these extra presents, like they throw in 30 ml bottles and huge deluxe travel sprays and all this stuff. And you know, if you use my discount, which is down in the description box, it's Cleo 10, you get a 10% off too. And it's quite a nice experience, like just to get their fragrances. Like when you receive that box and you open it up, it's quite like the classy thing. I am a little...
We had a lot of fun opening this one.
We really did.
Yeah,
we
it was
really
like, oh, there's more. There's more.
There's more. I mean, the PR package, you know, like that came with that stuff, like that was like an experience.
Like a really thoughtful in the way that they packaged it.
They really are. That's the word for MMicallef. Honestly, that's why I became a huge fan of them. Like before MMicallef, you know, started sending me every now and then a fragrance or two, I was already on my channel like gushing over their fragrances way before they even knew that I existed, okay? My first love, I remember I was gushing over, was Mam Parfum Cristal. That was the day I fell in love with MMicallef, and I was like, what is this fragrance house? Oh my Lord, you know? So I just, you know, then I got to know them and I got to know the fragrance house, and just like how classy, how thoughtful. That's the word they know he used, thoughtful they are. That's what makes me want to, not just their juice, their pieces of art, but they're so thoughtful in their presentation, in the juice that they create. Think about it, their inspiration for this was Gin and Tonic, and they nailed it. They nailed it. And they made a perfume, a fragrance that smells super sexy and make a man feel like something. Like he thought of James Bond, you know, like, you know, drinking gin and tonic. Like he doesn't really play golf.
Just finishing polo.
right, polo or golf or something. I don't know. Like it's a very.
I don't play polo, guys.
he doesn't play golf either. He plays other stuff. But you know, it's just an amazing, sexy fragrance. Honestly, right now, no joke, I can tell you, of all of your fragrances you have, including Neroli Portofino, this is my favorite. Yeah, this is the sexiest, and I thought, like, you know, when I smelled it, it just very sexy. And it's really hard to make a freshy sexy, like, but they do it. Like MMicallef does it. I don't know how they do it, but anyway, grab this. This would make an amazing Father's Day gift. I'm a little sad that I couldn't make this a Father's Day gift for him. Oh, longevity. We just literally got it like yesterday, and he wore it about almost a day. He would have to kind of wear it several times to give you an update on like the final verdict on how the lasting power is. But I can tell, like, when you spray it, the strength of the fragrance, even though it's a freshie, it's there. So I have a feeling that it is going to linger. It might get a little closer towards the later hours, but it's still going to linger and be there. Okay, that's what I'm assuming. But we need to test this out a little bit more. But it's a present for you for Father's Day from MMicallef.
All right, well,
all right, thank you. Well, not me, MMicallef.
Thanks. All right, I'm off to enjoy my gin and tonic. You guys have fun.
Thank you, honey. Right. Next I have here Tom Ford Soleil De Feu. So this one is the latest Soleil collection release from Tom Ford. Now this one, I wore it a few times. This is not what it smells so ambery, it's not even funny. It's lovely, but let me tell you more about it. This, I'm surprised that this is this the one I sprayed? Gin and tonic? No, this one. Gin and tonic. Anyway, this one, you guys, is not what I expected it to be. Quite honestly, right off the bat, I mean, it's a very balsamic and ambery fragrance, and I don't see anything soleil. Soleil means sun, you know, like sunny. It's like solar type fragrance. I was expecting a solar type fragrance. You know, solar type fragrances, which are ones that have like, you know, white florals like tuberose, jasmine, or yellow florals like, you know, frangipani, ylang ylang, yada yada, or salty marine notes, or coconut. You get the idea, like the summertime beach type of fragrances that have like that sunny disposition. So, and like Soleil Blanc, for example, right? That's a solar fragrance, whereas this is very ambery and balsamic, and this to me is more appropriate for almost like fall time. But I tell you, underneath the amberiness, I do smell the solar notes, the white florals in here. However, they're buried deep under the amberiness, the balsamic notes. Okay, that's the thing about this fragrance, and it's very, to me, this would smell better on my husband. This leans a little masculine to my nose, or it's something that us ladies who love a good balsamic, strong, ambery fragrance like the Christian Louboutins, Louis Prince, for example. Like, you know how balsamic and ambery that is? Like, if you like that type of fragrance for like fall time, you would like this. And you might even like this in the warmer weather if you are someone who loves a strong fragrance that's balsamic ambery, okay? But if you go into this thinking that you're going to get this solar, sunny, summertime scent, you will be disappointed because it's not that, okay? So that's really my verdict about this fragrance. I'm not gonna go into all the notes and accords in this. So it's not what I expected, really is my verdict. And it does linger a long time on the skin. The performance is good. But I don't know if I feel sexy wearing this as a woman. Like, it doesn't make me feel some kind of way, you know, like I like to spray on my fragrance and feel like I'm super feminine and sexy and feeling goddess-like, okay? So it doesn't give me those vibes as a, you know, it's not very feminine to me. It doesn't have like my vibe that I love to see in fragrances like the Kilian Rose Oud or, you know, Hibiscus Mahajad. Like those type of fragrances to me really make me feel some kind of way. So to me, it's really like a no. But am I saying that it's a bad fragrance? No, it's beautiful, but it's not for me. Now, I have another one right here. Honestly, this is my very first impressions with you. This is Dolce & Gabbana Q. I wanted to try this because you guys know I like anything cherry blossom, right? I wanted to try this. I have tried this fragrance in the mall. So this is not really my first impression, actually, but this is the first time I'm opening this bottle. I ordered this, I like jumped the gun. I ordered it, I panicked and ordered it during the Macy's sale, and then without testing it. And then I was in the mall and I sniffed this, and it hadn't come in the mail yet, but then I just received this. When I did spray it in Macy's, the longevity was so bad. It was like abysmal, okay? It was gone within like a couple of hours. This doesn't have very good performance. So let me get started with that. That I remember. So I sprayed Gin and Tonic here. So I'm going to spray this on the back of my hand. You guys know my promise that I try to spray fragrances on my skin or my clothes for you without you using blotter cards, because that's not a very good accurate reading. Okay, so this is a pretty scent. This smells kind of slightly kind of fresh, you know, with that Sicilian bergamot in here. Even though there's cherry, there's sour cherry, I assume that's what's in here, because, you know, for like spring and summer type fragrances, it's usually sour cherry, whereas you use like the cherry, the dark cherry for like the, you know, like the smokier cherry fragrances. Anyway, this, you guys, even though this is a, like, has cherry in it, it smells quite fresh. You know, it's got some white florals in here. I can smell already, probably like orange blossom type of white florals. Yeah, so it doesn't smell bad. It smells really, really like a nice spring summer fragrance with sour cherry in it. And I gotta tell you, you guys, this ain't no Tom Ford Electric Cherry, okay? Now, this fragrance is nothing compared to Tom Ford Electric Cherry. Doesn't have that same sexiness that Electric Cherry does. This is a nice, pleasant scent. It smells quite pretty, actually, but is it like that, you know, like that indescribable thing that Electric Cherry is? No, it's not. Tom Ford Electric Cherry has this real amazing quality about it. Like, my husband is like, you know, he's crazy about that fragrance. So yeah, this is definitely nothing compared to Electric Cherry, but it's a pretty scent, but the performance is terrible. I have already talked to you guys about this fragrance, so I'm not going to stay here very long. This is Juliet Has a Gun, Lust for Sun. Oh my gosh, I don't even have to spray this, but I'm going to spray it on the back of this hand. This one, you guys. Oh, this is my type of fragrance for women. This is so gorgeous. This screams summer. This is Lust for Sun, by the way. This is gonna be one of your go-to summer tropical vacation, summer vacation period fragrance. This is gonna be one of your go-to beach scents. This is just going to be one of your go-to summer scents. I'm telling you, you need this. Now, I don't say this very often. I hear people on YouTube all the time telling you, you need this, you need this, you need this. You guys know I don't tell you that you need something unless you really need it. I tell you, you need Kilian Rose Oud because you need it, because it's unbelievable. Like a fragrance that for women that have never smelled something so sexy. I tell you, you need Hibiscus Mahajat. I tell you, you need this, you know, my fellas. I tell you, you need this. And you need this for your man. And that's absolutely 100% I put myself behind what I recommend. But I don't always say that about every fragrance like some people do all the time, you know, like you don't need everything, okay? But I tell you, this one is one that is so good. You guys know I will also tell you, you need Fragrance du Bois Oud Jaune en Tons. This reminds me of it. My lovely Sabi actually, you know, said that, and I was like, yeah, she's right. That smells very similar to it. This has like the Manoi oil, like from like Hawaii. Guys, this reminds me, you guys know we went to Hawaii for our summer vacation last year, and this is like Hawaii in a bottle, okay? This has like Tahitian tiare flower, you guys. This definitely has that in it, although it's not listed. I feel like there's Tahitian tiare flower in here. I know this has ylang ylang. It has a little bit of coconut. Of course, you gotta have coconut in a fragrance like this. And it has Manoi oil, and Manoi oil is made from, if I remember correctly, from Hawaiian gardenia. They make that. They put like those Hawaiian florals in it, flowers in it. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is like that beautiful goddess, like beach goddess, summer goddess fragrance. Absolutely gorgeous. You need this, okay? It Can't Stop Loving You. This is by Kilian. I already talked about this as well. This is pretty simple. I hadn't featured this in my hot new release video series. This is my hot new releases video series, and I hadn't featured these new releases, although I already talked about these in my Sephora hauls. So I thought I would do that. I'm gonna spray it right there, and this is beautiful too, you guys. I tell you though, this smells like Kilian Lot Don't Be Shy and Good Girl Gone Bad, like a love child of them. and then a little hint of Forbidden Games because this has honey in it. So it's kind of like if you were to mix like Love Don't Be Shy, the main aspects of it, with the Good Girl Gone Bad, with that little bit of osmanthus vibes, with a little honey vibe from the Forbidden Games. That's what this is. This has Orange Blossom, which is where you get that Love Don't Be Shy vibes. It has Sisters Flower, which is like labdanum type flower with a little bit of that leather nuances, and then you get a little bit of honey, and there are other notes in here. I can almost swear that there's, you know, osmanthus in here a little bit, which has like that apricot and leather nuances to it, right? And a little bit of honey complements that very well too, because I feel like I smell that in here. It's beautiful, but I will mention that I thought my husband would love it. He was like, you know, it's like it's nice, but he wasn't like wooed by it. He wasn't like very, you know, it didn't do what Tom Ford Electric Cherry did. And of course there's this, the latest in the Black Opium line of the Yves Saint Laurent YSL fragrance house. This is Black Opium Le Parfum, you guys. This one is delicious. Okay, this is really not like the original or any of the other flankers. I already talked about this too in my Sephora haul videos because I got it from Sephora, but I wanted to feature that in this hot new releases video, like I always do feature hot new releases. This one, you guys, the biggest difference is that this is loaded with vanilla. I mean, this is so vanillic. Like there's like buckets and buckets of vanilla. There's like 3 different kinds of vanilla, if I'm not mistaken, in here, like bourbon vanilla and Madagascar vanilla and other vanilla. This you guys has got a little coffee, but that coffee note is not as, you know, prominent as in some of the other Black Opium fragrances, but it's there. This opens with a little bit of, you know, juicy pear, some mandarin orange, and a little hint of cinnamon, warm cinnamon. Of course, you get that, the orange blossom and the jasmine, like the white florals in here, but they're kind of buried in that, under that bucket of vanilla, okay? Really, this fragrance is full of vanilla. It almost smells to me like, you guys, it smells so creamy and so vanilla. Like there's a creaminess to this fragrance, almost lactonic, that I feel like this almost smells like a Swiss white chocolate, like a decadent white chocolate full of vanilla and cream. It's just very, very much a delicious gourmet fragrance, you guys, and it's probably all year round. You can wear it at nighttime and in colder months during the day too. But the thing about this is that I thought I would get a lot of compliments on this. I haven't received one yet, but I've only worn it a few times, but I need to wear it a little bit more. So that's the verdict. And lasting power, it's about average, like 5 hours or so, which is the average. It's not a beast mode one. It doesn't project like crazy. Decent size scent bubble, I would say. That's it, you guys. Those are the hot new releases that I wanted to talk to you about in this video. Please let me know your thoughts on these fragrances that I talked about, because I really want to hear from you guys what you're thinking about these releases. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, that black button down there if you haven't clicked it. Please do. It helps me grow my channel. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I will see you guys in my next video.